was fake. An edited video, a made-up creepypasta. Others claim they remember seeing the screenshots of the footage posted online briefly before they vanished. But the strangest detail is one of them almost nobody mentions. Apparently, viewers who watched the